Hello everyone and welcome to this daily coronavirus update from Microcasting St. Louis. This is as of 7:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time on March 17th, or for our international viewers, it's just half past midnight UTC on March the 18th. So let's get started with new countries infected: Gambia, Montenegro, and Barbados. Barbados with 2 new cases, the other 2 with 1 case today. So that's what's going on there. We do have 3 new countries infected, and as you can see, the world map looks like this. So most of the world does have at least 1 case within its borders, so that's definitely something to consider, and this thing is expected to continue to spread over the next few weeks and months. So we'll have to see what happens there, but some interesting data coming out of numerous countries right now. So let's talk about the global statistics. 198,210 total cases. Definitely thinking we'll have over 200,000 total cases by tomorrow evening when I make my next update. Of the closed cases, we have 89,699. 9% of those have been deaths, 91% have been recoveries. But, as you can see, 94% of people in the active case region are in mild condition and only 6% in serious or critical condition. So the odds of this death rate going down are very high. Looks like actually on the high side, officials are saying this thing will end up being around 3%, and on the lower side, we're going to be seeing a 1 to 2% death rate. So the death rate here is misleading. It will go down significantly as more closed cases do come in. So here are the countries with the most infections. China, well in first place still, 80,881 infections. Things do drop off a cliff relatively quickly there, but Italy at 31,506, Iran around 16,000, Spain around 12,000, Germany around 9,000, South Korea around 8,000, France around 8,000, the United States of America at around 6,500, Switzerland at about 3,000, and the United Kingdom at about 2,000 cases. So here are the countries with the most new infections. Italy with 3,526 new infections, Germany with 2,095, Spain with 1,884, the US of A with 1,776, Iran with 1,178, France with 1,097, the United Kingdom with 407, Switzerland with 389, Austria with 314, and the Netherlands at 292. So now let's talk about the places with the most deaths. China still in first with 3,226, unfortunately. Italy, unfortunately, does have a death toll that is climbing quite rapidly here. 2,503 deaths. Iran at 998. Spain at 533. France at 175. The United States of America at 109. South Korea at 81. The United Kingdom at 71. The Netherlands at 43. And Japan at 29. So which countries have had the most deaths in the past day? Startling statistic, Italy's have nearly doubled since yesterday, with 349 new deaths. Spain at 191, Iran at 135, France at 27, the USA at 23, the Netherlands at 19, the UK at 16, Germany at 9, Switzerland at 8, and South Korea at 6. Those are the top 10. So here is the world map again. Now we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about the United States. So something to note here that I do want to explain real quick is that we should expect a large spike, a very large spike in cases over the next few weeks in the United States. The reason for that is not because a ton of new people are going to be getting infected, but more because we're finally going to have enough test kits so that way people that couldn't be tested before can be tested now. So we'll have a much more accurate number on just how many people are infected with the coronavirus. Even though this is likely to happen, do not panic, because odds are this is actually good news, and here's why. The deaths are relatively going to be consistent, because older people are being prioritized right now for coronavirus testing, and they are one of the most at-risk groups. So, since they're the most at-risk group, and deaths are occurring in that group mostly, we do have a pretty accurate number on the death toll. So, if we have a higher number of infections, that means we have a lower death rate. That is definitely good news if we have a lower death rate, because there are a lot more infections than what we currently know about. Bad news is it's going to be more widespread than we thought it was, but luckily it looks like this pandemic is not going to be quite as dangerous as it initially could have been. Still though, it's no joke, it's no just a flu kind of thing. It is more dangerous than the flu, but I did just want to let you all know that it looks like we will be having a spike in cases over the next week or two. So let's talk about how many cases we know of right now. 904 in Washington, 589 in California, 160 in Colorado, 106 in Texas, 171 in Louisiana, 106 in Illinois, 1,700 in New York, 179 in New Jersey, 197 in Connecticut, 192 in Florida, 144 in Georgia. By the way, it doesn't say it on here, but we do have 13 cases now in Missouri, so that's more than doubled since yesterday when we had 6 cases. So let's talk about United States statistics. We have 6,441 total cases. Of the closed cases, we've had 109 deaths and 106 recoveries. And while you see that 51% on the death side of things, remember, we have 6,226 cases that are active right now, and of that, only 12 of them are in serious or critical condition. That's less than 1%. So the death rate right now, presumably in the United States, will likely be less than 1% if this kind of stuff keeps on going. So of new cases, we've had 1,778, and in new deaths, we've had 23. So now that we've talked about all of this doom and gloom kind of stuff, I guess you could say, what can we do? So we had 3 tips yesterday on what you could do from the World Health Organization. Here are 3 tips today from the World Health Organization on what to do. So be ready for coronavirus, as the World Health Organization, the Center of Disease Control, and numerous other agencies are giving lots of advice on how to protect yourself. The White House has also released a lot of stuff recently on how to protect yourself from this. Be safe from infection. This includes washing hands thoroughly after touching surfaces. It doesn't matter what the surface is. If you think it's germy, you should wash your hands thoroughly. You should disinfect your phones. Your phone is the most germy thing around you. It's more germy than your toilet. So just remember, wash down that phone every evening and make sure that you have as sanitary of an environment around you as possible. Be smart and inform yourself about coronavirus. There is a lot of hysteria and panic right now about the coronavirus. Get yourself informed about it and get as much information as possible, because the more information you have, the more prepared you're going to be for the coronavirus if it does, unfortunately, happen to get into your family or you happen to be exposed to it. So just be smart about that, and just know that we will get through this. And also be kind to other people. I've seen news about people fighting in grocery stores over rolls of toilet paper, stuff like that. Let's be kind to one another. We're all stressed out right now. This is a very strange time to be in. So this is definitely a time when we need to be united, we need to be kind to each other, and we need to support one another as this does happen. So, what else can we do? Be supportive, be careful, be alert, and be kind. So again, this is very similar to what happened with last thing, but again, be supportive and be kind to people, and be very careful and alert about your surroundings and about how people are doing around you. Be sure to call a few friends each day, just see how they're doing. We're in a socially isolated time. We're all probably feeling a little more lonely than normal right now. So, nice thing you can do is just reach out to a few friends and just make sure they're doing okay as this event does continue to move on through. We could be going through this for months, folks, so it's important that we're kind to each other. And finally, be informed, be prepared, be smart, and most importantly, be safe. If you have the coronavirus, especially if you're a younger person, if you have the coronavirus, stop everything you're doing. I mean that. If you test positive, self-quarantine, head home, don't expose other people. Because while the death rate for you is lower than the flu, the death rate is significantly higher than the flu for anyone above the age of 60, above 10% for people above the age of 70. So just be aware of that. So don't expose other people. The more people that are exposed, the more potential there is for it to get into the most vulnerable sectors of our population. So that's what you can do in order to help out. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. You can follow us on Facebook at Microcasting St. Louis or Microcasting Tropics, depending on the channel you're watching. You can follow us on Twitter at Microcasting STL or Microcasting TRO, depending on which channel you're watching. You can follow us on Instagram at Microcasting St. Louis or Microcasting Tropical, again, depending on the channel you're watching. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. More updates like this will be coming out on the daily. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to turn on notifications so you never miss a new update on the coronavirus. We'll be producing these daily for the foreseeable future, so that way you're up to date on what's going on. Alright, again, thank you all so much for watching. This is Microcasting St. Louis, signing out.